Hey, we really need to talk about Mythos. If you haven't been paying attention to AI and how dangerous it can be, this is the time to start. Between late December last year and mid-February of this year, a single hacker used Anthropic's Claude models to break into 9 Mexican government agencies and steal 150 gigabytes of sensitive data. They were able to break into the Federal Tax Authority, the Electoral Institute, Mexico City's health department, 3 state governments, the water utility, and a financial institution. They gained access to 195 million taxpayer records, 15 million vehicle registrations, 220 million civil registry entries, 50,000 patient records, and 17,000 domestic violence victim records. Really personal, really private stuff. This attack wasn't done by an intelligence agency of an adversarial government or a well-funded team of hackers. This was one person who wasn't even an expert. From the forensic report, it is clear that they were competent at cybersecurity, but they weren't top-tier hackers. They did write code themselves, and this isn't an attack that could have been done by a complete novice. But most of the hacking was done by Anthropic's Claude code, running the same AI models like Opus and Sonnet that are available to you and me. Look, I know we're all so desensitized to the world right now, but this is a really big deal. We're at a point in history where a single person can use a commercially available tool to hack into governments. Claude has guardrails. If you ask Claude to teach you how to make a bomb, it is meant to refuse, and most of the time it does. But these guardrails aren't perfect. And the hacker basically told Claude to act like an elite penetration tester running a bug bounty, and Claude complied. The guardrails would kick in every so often, but the hacker was able to get around them successfully enough to pull off what they pulled off. And this isn't an isolated incident. In November last year, Anthropic disclosed that suspected Chinese state-backed hackers had used Claude to launch the first documented large-scale AI-orchestrated cyber attack. It targeted about 30 organizations, including tech companies, banks, and government agencies. Claude automated 80 to 90% of the attack. As the capabilities of AI systems in coding increases, so do their abilities in hacking, and people are taking advantage of that. Which is why we need to talk about Mythos. Anthropic has a number of models at different sizes and capabilities: Haiku, Sonnet, Opus, and now Mythos. Usually they train the model, put it through a bunch of safety testing, write up a big report called the system card, and release it to its users. They didn't release Mythos publicly. Mythos was so good at cybersecurity related tasks that it freaked the Anthropic engineers out. It found thousands of previously unknown vulnerabilities in every major operating system and in every major web browser. It found a 27-year-old bug in OpenBSD, the operating system that is famous for its security. The whole identity of OpenBSD is that it's the most secure OS in the world. It's the operating system that powers firewalls, routers, and VPNs. OpenBSD is basically the backbone infrastructure of the internet. Mythos also found bugs in FFmpeg, which decodes most of the video that you watch online. It's at the core of YouTube and of VLC Media Player and so many other things that you might interact with on a daily basis. Mythos found a 17-year-old bug that allows a video file to take over your computer. Mythos found 271 bugs in Firefox, the browser that you might be using right now. And if you think cybersecurity doesn't matter and that's not the real world, it'll matter. It'll feel very real to you when your bank account gets hacked, or when there's an attack on your country's energy grid, or on the computers that control the water supply. In 2021, I read Nicole Perlroth's wonderful book about cybersecurity, and it scared the hell out of me. I'm just going to read you a section about NotPetya, a Russian orchestrated cyber attack on Ukraine. That afternoon, Ukrainians woke up to black screens everywhere. They could not take money from ATMs, pay for gas at stations, send or receive mail, pay for a train ticket, buy groceries, get paid, or perhaps, most terrifyingly of all, monitor radiation levels at Chernobyl. And another passage. Russian hackers infected the software updates that reach the industrial controllers inside hydroelectric dams, nuclear power plants, pipelines, and the grid, and were now inside the very computers that could unleash the locks at the dams, trigger an explosion, or shut down power to the grid. This book is really great. I really think you should read it, because cybersecurity matters. It's not just nerdy stuff that stays in the online world. Our world is run on computers. Perlroth's entire book is about cyber warfare and 0 days, vulnerabilities in software that no one knows about yet, which means they haven't been fixed. They're so valuable that governments pay hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars for a single 0-day vulnerability. A single 0 day can take over your phone, shut down a power grid, or spy on a head of state. And Mythos just found thousands and thousands in some of the most secure code on the planet. Anthropic hasn't released it to the public. They gave access to a number of companies so they can patch up their security vulnerabilities. I think Anthropic did the right thing here to not release it to the public. I'm glad they gave access to a number of companies to use Mythos to fix up their security vulnerabilities. And open source software devs can also apply to this program to patch up their systems. I also think this is really weird. There's a tremendous amount of power that is concentrated in the hands of very, very few people right now. It's likely going to get worse, by the way. This feels scary and bad to me. I also think that an AI model that is too dangerous to release is a model that is too dangerous to make. I really wish Mythos didn't exist. It scares me that OpenAI or Google are likely not that far behind Anthropic. It scares me that on the course that we're currently on, there will likely be open source models with Mythos level capability soon enough. This isn't just hype from Anthropic. These capabilities have been independently verified by UK's AI Safety Institute, where it was the first AI model to fully succeed at a simulated corporate network attack. Also, Mythos is doing some stuff that we don't want it to. During testing, Anthropic put Mythos in a sandbox, an isolated environment that could only connect to a few predetermined services, and told it to try to get out. It got out. It hacked its way onto the open internet and sent an email to the researcher overseeing the test. Apparently, he got that email while eating a sandwich in a park. But this engineer asked Mythos to do this. This is impressive from a capabilities point of view, but it's not super scary. But what really freaks me out is that without anyone asking it to, it then posted about what it had done on public-facing websites. Oh, by the way, as I was making this video, there's been news that Mythos just got leaked. This is serious, and it's right here, right now. These capabilities are here with hacking, and that's just one of the threat models. As AI systems get better, the risk of misuse increases. It's not just cybersecurity that's a threat, it's AIs helping build biological and chemical weapons. There's also a lot of evidence of AI systems acting in ways that we don't want them to. We don't know how to get these AI systems to behave. I really do worry about loss of control. We really need to regulate this. I'm not a politician. I don't work in policy or in international relations. I'm just a concerned citizen that has been paying attention. And I really want some thoughtful, wise leadership and regulation to kick in as soon as possible. I think it's vital that we're paying attention to this and calling for change. I am not anti-technology. I am a cautious techno-optimist. I have a deep hope and a deep faith that we can make the world better, that the future can be really good. But the way that we're currently dealing with AI is not good. We're not doing this safely. We're not doing this well. We need to do better. Right now, the AI industry is racing ahead and putting the world at risk. So there are 3 things you can do. One is you can update all of your software to the latest version and keep updating. It won't protect you from everything, but it's a start. I really don't know if it's going to make that much of a difference, but yeah, keep your phone, your computer, your fridge updated to the latest version. Also, if you have a fridge that's connected to the internet, what are you doing? It's fine. 2, talk about this. Talk to your friends, talk to your representatives, and tell them how important it is to regulate AI, before it gets even worse. And 3, if you want to actually work on these problems with your 9 to 5, there are plenty of jobs in AI safety, and you might have the skills for them. There are a bunch of links in the description. I think you should go check them out. Guys, this is real. This is super real. This is super important. Great book. You should read it.